freshman, the Washington, D.C. Gatorade Player of the Year last year, and he has come in and just burst right on the scene for Harvard so far.
In really the first truly tight game the Crimson had played this season, he showed a great deal of poise for a true freshman.
So Harvard is 4-0, Boston College 3-0, and first opportunity inside, Justice Ajabo at the rim, no good. He was in foul trouble last night for the Crimson, the senior from Nigeria. And Boston College on offense for the first time. Same starting lineup for Earl Grant with Claudell Harris Jr., Zackery, and Harris knocks down the triple. Oh, good start for Boston College, and Claudell Harris, the transfer from Charleston Southern, who was the All-Big South second team last year, the conference's second leading scorer. Louis Lesman, three-point specialist, tries it and missed. Ajabo is inside. That's going to be a good matchup with him and Post, and Ajabo has his first 2 points.
That should feel good for Ajabo. No points, 8 rebounds. He fouled out in the game in Amherst last night, and a couple of really experienced post players in post, and Ajabo doing battle down low.
At 6'10", averaging 7.5 points so far this year. Good take by Devin McLaughlin for his first 2.
Boston College playing with a lot of speed here in the early going. Good drive by McLaughlin.
Here's Mack, and he gets the assignment with Jaeden Zackery against him defensively. This is one of those games where the task for Zackery is much less about offense versus what it is defensively against number 2. Here is PJ. That's off the mark, and Quinten Post has his first rebound.
Boston College coming out with some defensive intensity, using that speed on defense as well. Remember, this Harvard team had to play 45 minutes worth of basketball less than 24 hours ago. I'm very curious to see what their stamina is like this evening.
Quinten Post's first 3 try is off the mark. It's not completely foreign to the Crimson to have to go back-to-back. They do it in the Ivy League a lot, Friday, Saturday in conference play, though it's not as prevalent as it was at one point in the past when it was all that the Ivy League did in the regular season.
That game last night, Eric, physical grinding. You could see a lot of tired players out there by about 9:30 last night.
Jaeden Zackery off the mark from 3. There's Tommy Amaker in his 17th season at the helm of Harvard. What a program he has built. 262 wins, 4 NCAA tournaments in consecutive seasons from 2012 to 2015, which snapped a 66-year NCAA tournament drought for the Crimson. Mack from the free throw line. He gets his first points.
Did a great job rolling off the screen. He had Zackery all over him, and you see his quickness right there. You just give him a little bit of a crease, and he's going to attack the basket.
Malik Mack, 21.8 points per game so far, has 20 in 3 consecutive games. Not only is Harvard going back-to-back, remember they also played Tuesday against Northeastern at home, so just a busy week altogether. There's Post, and Quinten with his first 2.
Really impressed with his foot speed for somebody who's 7 feet tall, and he did a nice job staying patient even after he lost the basketball, staying with the play.
Post really came on well in that game against Richmond, as we talked about. Ajabo nearly lost the handle on it, kept it alive, but called for a travel. There's Earl Grant on the other side for Boston College. Was pretty happy with the way his team responded and said, you know, we just kind of got back to the game plan. It wasn't anything crazy. We just committed to what we set out to do early in the game and really did a nice job working their way back.
And Richmond can be a tricky team to play against with all those backdoor actions they like to run. And maybe it just took a little bit to get used to that.
Devin McLaughlin inside was stuffed. Harvard blocks a ton of shots. They blocked 7 shots per contest so far this year. That's 7th best nationally. Eagles create a lot of turnovers, and then a foul is called on Malik Mack.
You can see a tough pass in the paint right there, and Prince was right there to knock that ball away and disrupt things. Harvard's really had difficulty getting the ball in the paint, except for that one shot that Ajabo hit.
League Bay finds Jaeden Zackery. Post on a handoff for Harris, but traveled. A shade under 16 to go here in the first half. An early 7-4 start for Boston College. Up to their first 4-0 start since the 2013-14 campaign. Didn't bring a ton back. They graduated a bunch of players. Chris Ledlam, who was with them last year, now playing for St. John's, and Rick Pitino. And then maybe most notably, Evan Nelson out for this season. He suffered an Achilles injury during Harvard's Canadian tour in August. But when you have freshmen like Malik Mack, who needs returners?
And you've had Chandler PJ, as the Eagles steal it away, step up as well, a sophomore.
Zackery out front. Jaeden Zackery with 2 on the assist from Harris.
Boston College getting in the passing lanes, knocking that ball away, and Zackery on the run out.
Good start for BC, 9-4 lead here, 4.5 in. Lesman, who's returning from missing most of last season due to injury. Akpara inside, tough take, couldn't find it. And another rebound for Post.
I think the length and the speed of this Boston College team really giving Harvard fits right now, as they're looking much more out of sync on offense than they did last night.
Zackery right to the basket, good kick to the corner. Harris, a little short that time. And Mack gets the rebound off the tip from Lesman. Yeah, you're right about Chandler PJ, a real revelation this year for Harvard. And Tommy Amaker told us, there's a block from McLaughlin from behind, that it was really on that Canadian tour that they saw the jump that there's the potential for Chandler PJ, and then he proved it down at Rice last week with a career-high 23 points.
And he had a great game last night against UMass. He played 42 minutes and had 15 points on 5 of 8 shooting, throw in 11 rebounds as well, and he was a big reason why the Crimson remained undefeated last season.
Mack slipping through, kept his dribble, tried a little handoff for Justice Ajibo. It's knocked out of bounds. Stays here with Harvard. 10 to shoot for the Crimson.
Crimson already have turned the ball over 4 times. Headed to go over their...
Oh, Mack is fouled and knocks down the 3.
Going to say headed to go over their average, but the heck with that. There's a great shot by Mack off the inbound play, and that's what he's capable of doing. He has a quick release. He was the inbound play, just a little give and go. And he gets fouled in a shot at a 4-point play. Nice pass there by the big man, Ajibo.
It's the body after from Zackery that gets called for the fouls. The first foul on BC and on Zackery. So Mack can make it a 4-point play at the line.
See if this sparks Harvard as well, as he left it a little short. Their offense looked a little flat in the early going, but can be a momentum play.
Crimson averaging nearly 9 made threes a game so far this year. They've been very good shooting the ball from the outside. Post skip pass inside. Harris has been a big factor today and is fouled.
They cleared Post out that time, and it opened up some room in the paint. Harris went in, and Harris has come on nicely for this Boston College team. MJ, as some call him, and 11 points over the last 2 games, and he's been a nice find for this Eagles squad, as we have a little bit of a discussion about the situation, whether we're going to have a shooting foul or not.
It looks like it is indeed a shooting foul. Yeah, we've been told that it's his middle name, which starts with an M, and then the fact he's a junior. He's been known as MJ since he was young. Most of the players, when you're just around the team and in the locker room, he goes by MJ. Donald Hand in the game for the first time for BC, along with Armani Mighty. And then on that last sequence, Thomas Batiste, the second, first year from Washington, into the game for Harvard.
Boston College this year, nearly 82% from the foul line, and that's something that can carry them a long way in close games, and they've already played in a couple of those this season.
Grinded it out against Richmond, came from behind to beat the Citadel. Lesman for 3, that's in and out, and a foul on the rebound try against Mighty.
Lesman is in the corner, and you can see Mighty displacing Ajibo right there. Got the hip in his behind and displaced him. That's why we have a foul call, and Harvard still has the basketball.
And Zackery against Mack is the matchup to watch today. Mighty came over to help, skips over Batiste for three is good. Thomas Batiste, who also came out of that Washington Catholic League. He went to Gonzaga. Mack, who played at St. John's, but they both played on the same AAU team. So there's a lot of familiarity there for two first years coming in from Washington.
And Harvard doing a good job finding other options when Mack has to give up the ball and getting creative to get him the ball.
And then a foul called away from the ball on Mighty, so that's two quick ones in a row on Armani Mighty.
Zackery all over Mack, and a tough skip pass. Batiste had to jump to get that, but he was left wide open and hit that shot. He's only a 27% three-point shooter, but a big shot. Other people are going to have to step up for Harvard the way Zackery's playing defense against Mack tonight.
Harvard has got from 10-4 to 10-10 here. 9-4, I should say, to 10-10. Here's Mack, straight on three ball. That's off. And Donald Hand comes in for the rebound. Redshirt freshman back healthy this year after his injury in the second game of the season, just 37 seconds into his appearance against Detroit Mercy last November. Post found it inside. Really good move from Post.
Had to fight through some contact against Luka Nesteski down low, and able to battle right through that. He has such soft hands receiving the pass, Post does.
And a foul called away from the ball on the screen before the Lesman three. That was Ace Nesteski, who you just mentioned, who picked up the foul.
Ball goes in the post. Nesteski had him locked up, but just look at that first step toward the basket. And that's a very experienced player going against a freshman down low. And you could see where that experience and that strength really paid off for Quinten Post.
Zackery inside for Post, going against Ace Nesteski, and he got it off the window. So 6 early here for Quinten.
Last 2 possessions, Boston College realizing what might be a mismatch, not messing around, getting the ball to Post and letting him go right to work.
Denim Wojcik's in there for the first time for Harvard. We'll see if Harvard goes a little bit deeper today after playing, of course, into overtime yesterday. Max no good there. And Prince Aligbe has the rebound. Chaz Kelly in the game for Boston College. They like this matchup with Post right now, with Ajabo out of the game and Post a fall-away jumper. And Tommy Amaker's got to use the timeout. I think he's going to have to get Ajabo back into the game as Post went off there for 6 points in a short spurt. And a 6-0 run gives Boston College an early 6-point lead.
Holiday at T-Mobile, get 4 new iPhone 15s on us and 4 lines of unlimited for $25 a line.
What do you think of the jacket? You look like a marshmallow.
16-10, Boston College the lead. It was 6 points in a row, all of them from Quinten Post, after Harvard had tied the game 10-10. And Justice Ajapo is back in the game here. And Boston College really did a good job of exploiting that matchup with Post with Ajapo off the floor.
And Boston College, because of Post, outscoring Harvard in the paint by a 10-2 margin right now. And you're right, Ajabo's going to have to stay out there. But the good news is he played less than 20 minutes for Harvard last night since he was in foul trouble.
Yeah, he's kind of the only one, right?
Yeah.
Here's Wojcik, 5 to shoot for the Crimson. Taken away, Aligbe. Prince out front. Coming off his first double-double against Richmond. And Aligbe with his first 2.
Showing off his speed and his athleticism right there as Harvard had difficulty getting into the offense. He took advantage of it.
6 turnover for the Crimson in Boston College with 6 points off turnovers in the early going.
Wojcik was a little tentative heading to the basket with the shot clock running down, and Aligbe just swiped that ball right away, and a fine slam dunk down at the other end. I feel like, Eric, this is the start Boston College needed against a potentially tired Harvard team. You know, get them on the ropes early and see if they're able to fight back. But the Eagles have to be happy the way they started compared to the way they started on Wednesday.
Well, that's the big thing, right? I mean, you're right about the Harvard point, but just a better start to begin with. Free ball, corner pocket, good. Chisholm Akpara, the sophomore.
Coming off an 8.7 rebound night last night in Amherst, and good ball movement that time by Harvard. Akpara wide open.
And a little bit short to answer. Devin McLaughlin back in for a league bag.
Tommy Emmerker's done a fine job in 17 years
Yes,
at
he
Harvard.
has.
Last 2 seasons, 500 seasons. But you have to remember in 2020, 2021, Harvard and the rest of the Ivy League didn't play at all. And they also only have 4 years for their athletes. There's no such thing as grad transfers or extra years or anything like that. So it makes it very difficult. That may be part of the reason why Harvard's been down a little bit by their standards.
Really good take there by Akpara. Yeah, Tommy's really humble about it when you talk to him, but the impact that Harvard had in the early 2000s, him building the program and then going to the tournament, that stretch from 12 to 15, really a catalyst for changing the Ivy League. And when you look at where the Ivy League is right now and some of the results so far, even just early this season, it is remarkable how good this league has the potential to be, as Ajabo inside has 4 points.
He came back in, and all of a sudden Harvard's offense has started to flow nicely again. They found him down low as he beat Post along the baseline.
So after an 8-0 Boston College run, a 7-0 Harvard run in the last minute to answer. And it's a 1-point game once again, halfway through the first half. Mason Madsen on the drive, got 3 defenders on him. Hand slips through, and his floater was short.
Ajabo that time, I don't think he got a piece of it, but he certainly disrupted the shot.
And that is what he does inside. Such a crucial piece for Harvard. And a 3 ball is good, and the Crimson take the lead. Chisholm Akpara and Earl Grant now will return the timeout.
Akpara, a couple of 3-pointers, and Harvard, maybe they shook off some of the tightness or the stiffness from that game last night. All of a sudden they get going on offense. And it started here with Ajabo. He got behind Post and was able to attack the basket. Nice pass. And then there's Akpara wide open. Boston College slow to close out. And all of a sudden, the Harvard Crimson come roaring back into this game to take the 2-point lead.
The thing that's been interesting about this first half so far is both teams have gone on their runs a little bit, but they've been really quick runs. BC at what, 6-0 in a minute. Harvard's 10-0 in 92 seconds. You see the numbers for Harvard, where they are this year compared to the last couple of years offensively.
And defensively last year, they were pretty good, but obviously offensively, they had trouble finding some consistent scoring. Well, that certainly has changed this year with Mac coming into the fold, PJ emerging, and they still have the old veteran in Ajabo, relatively speaking, in the paint. So they have some nice pieces here that they've been able to put together, and you know, it seems like their offense is certainly trending in the right direction here in the early going.
McLaughlin off the feed from Zackery, it's blocked. That's what Ajabo does. We told you the Crimson blocked 7 a game so far this year, and Ajabo affects another shot at the rim. Matched up on Quinten Post, backs him down, turns left, got to get it out. Wojcik got a screen, kick for PJ, 3 ball, good again. Chandler PJ, the sophomore, and Harvard is on a 13-0 run. They've hit 5 shots in a row.
And several of those 3-pointers because they've driven the lane and then kicked the ball out. Last 3 3-pointers have been just like that.
Akpara got his hand in. Let's look at the block first at the other end.
Well, here comes Justice Ajabo from behind, able to not foul and knock it away. And a good pass there by Denim Wojcik, and PJ wide open. Boston College collapsed down on the paint and left PJ wide open on the right side. PJ has that ability to knock down the 3 when he's able to get his feet set.
Harvard shooting 53% in the early going. They made 5 in a row. Zackery to end the run, blocked again. Akpara that time. Now back on possession. Ajabo with the double team. Zackery got a piece of it. Ajabo still on it. Turnaround shot, no. And Mason Madsen finds the rebound.
Great job by Post staying on his feet, just using his natural height and length to affect that shot. Good help from Zackery.
McLaughlin inside, got through a double team, and a good assist from Quinten Post.
Great pass by the big man, and really a tough take by the Boston College player that time.
Yeah, McLaughlin goes right to the bucket, and Post is really doing a good job with his passing early in the season, averaging 3 assists a game so far, and a good find there.
Does a great job staying out of foul trouble generally, too.
Lesman for three, falling away, no. Ajabo steals the rebound from Post, and then it's knocked out of bounds. They got the foul first on the rebound on Wojcik, coming in on the second effort. So BC ball when we come back. It was a 13-0 run for Harvard, doing it on both ends of the floor.
Over the past 2 years, Jersey Mike's fun.
No word if they're hopping the plane with BC to Kansas City on Monday as Zackery knocks down the three.
BC now 2 of 7 from three-point range. Nice play coming out of that timeout. Stem the tide for the Eagles.
Zackery is not taking nearly as many threes this year as he has in the past. Now, some of that is he's really kind of the one true point guard. Ije a little bit short from three. Had a pretty good possession percentage when he's taken it throughout his career. He's turned over there as PJ got in the way. Akpara against Post. McLaughlin got a hand in, and it's knocked out of bounds off Harvard.
Boston College hits their second three-pointer. Pass out of the double team left Zackery wide open. Harvard tried to trap along the sidelines. Brought the Eagles back to even.
23 apiece. Claudell Harris pull-up jumper. That's off the mark. And another rebound for PJ. That's three in the early going.
Boston College, sorry, Eric, just one offensive rebound so far.
Mason Madsen pulls it down. Need for Post. Quinten going to work. It's kind of the first time that BC had sort of beaten the defense down in the last little bit. It was a decent look, but Post couldn't finish. BC just 2 of its last 10 from the floor. Lesman there, short from three.
That looked like a tired shot. Maybe somebody whose legs are a little bit heavy. He's a far better shooter than what he demonstrated right there, and that's something to keep an eye on with Harvard. They kind of found their energy about 4 or 5 minutes into this game.
Zackery, second effort's there.
But how long can they carry it, given the back-to-back? Meanwhile, Zackery doing it from outside and then attacking the rim right there.
Well, we talked about it. Jaeden's most important task today, if you're Boston College, is shutting down Malik Mack. But he's finding his points here in the early going, and the Eagles have a lead again. 5:17 to go. And this first half from Conti Forum. Here's Mack against Zackery. 8 to shoot for Harvard. Switch comes on. Ajabo, 4 to shoot. Kicks in the corner. A wide open three, but it's off the mark from Akpara, who got lost in the shuffle, but couldn't knock it down. McLaughlin tries a three ball. That's off the mark.
Boston College now 2 of 8 from three-point range.
I think those were both threes that if you're the defense, you're okay with the opponent taking, as Mack then on the drive is fouled. All of a sudden, the Eagles have responded here with a 7-0 run. And there's Zackery. Such a crucial piece defensively. Earl Grant talks about how, everybody's going to talk about Quinten Post and his scoring output and potential all-ACC type player, but Zackery's really the glue that holds everything together with this group.
He's quite a versatile player, isn't he? As you saw that stat on the bottom when he scores 15 or more points. And he's been helping Post out on that offensive end here in the early going. Really impressed with his speed, too, both on defense and how he runs the floor into the offense.
Looked like Quinten Post may have been bleeding, which is why he was forced to come out. Earl Grant talking with 2 of his leaders as Mack knocks down the free throw. 15 of 18 from the line coming in.
See Post heading to the end of the bench there.
And it's worth noting, with Post going out, Ace Nastesky comes back in, and Ajabo gets a break here. So Tommy Amaker matches up almost like hockey there, getting the last change.
It's actually a really smart way to do it. You see their best big man's going to go out. I'm going to give my guy some rest when he needs it. And that's what happens when you have a veteran coach like that. There's those little things within the game, those little tricks that they're able to go to. Not that it's a trick, but those little tactics.
Zackery sneaks in, tough floater. Aligbe finds an offensive rebound. Cycles around for Harris on the drive. Nice slip move. Oh, what a move from MJ Harris. Matisse now inside. The first year against Aligbe. Lost the handle on it. McLaughlin finds it, but his back was on the line out of bounds. So Harvard will get possession with 4:03 remaining here in the first. What a nifty little move by Claudell Harris. Getting to the bucket. A scorer's score. And the Eagles are back up 2. Malik Mack picks it over to PJ. Inside, left hand, no. And Aligbe has the rebound.
McLaughlin did a nice job flying over right there to disrupt that shot.
Zackery gets in the lane. Zackery the bucket and the foul. Tough take inside from Jaeden Zackery. 9 early points in the game. And he just got Mack his second foul.
Over the past 2 years, Jersey Mike's fundraiser for Feeding America.
3 to go in the first half, and we've seen some pretty significant swings, but they've kind of happened in short windows where it hasn't necessarily felt like these massive kind of runs up and down. But even right now, Harvard has not hit a shot here in more than 5 minutes from the floor all of a sudden.
And they haven't hit any of their last 8 shots that they've taken. And part of that, perhaps, because Malik Mack just hasn't been able to get things going. 7 points. Now he's in foul trouble with 2 fouls. And Sales for Harvard will need to step up as Zackery hits the and one.
So 30 to 25, the BC lead. 10 points for Jaeden Zackery. This is one of those scores with Mack. It's not like you're going to completely shut him down, but they have certainly taken him out of rhythm. Harvard's had to go some other ways. Done some with some decent success, though. Chandler PJ knocks it down. He has 5.
Feels like a punch-counter-punch kind of a game, Eric, where both teams are going to have their runs, but how do you respond to it? Well, beg your pardon, that was Akpara that time. Found a cutting PJ. He saw the double team, and PJ, as we mentioned, the sophomore, he didn't do a whole lot last year, but he's averaging 13 points a game. He had 15 last night at UMass, and he turned into a find for this Harvard club and really filled in a void that they had.
Yep.
You know, given their injury situation and not having Evan Nelson this season after he was hurt during their tour of Canada this summer.
The comparison that Tommy Amaker used with us this week, he said not so much in terms of a player, but just in terms of the potential jump as a sophomore, and what they saw in the offseason was Wesley Saunders, who was part of all of those NCAA tournament teams in the early 2010s. And as Tommy Amaker said, arguably one of the most decorated players in the history of Harvard basketball. But they saw a similar jump from freshman to sophomore. And he said he was hoping, again, not that he's going to achieve what Saunders achieved necessarily, not putting that on him, but just in terms of what they saw in the improvement freshman to sophomore year in the offseason. Aligbe inside. Aligbe was blocked. Another shot affected at the rim. That's 5 block shots for Harvard. Akpara right down Comav, and the foul. A burst of speed through the lane, and Akpara has a chance to give the Crimson the lead back.
Well, there's the block right there, and Crimson get out and do some running. Akpara gets the ball, and he saw that lane right down the right side of the paint, and for a man who is 6'8", 225, he had a pretty nice turn of foot to attack the basket to get himself to the foul line.
Devin McLaughlin called for the foul. So all of a sudden, from 0 of 8 to 3 in a row from the floor from the Crimson, who now lead with 2:29 to go here in the first half. 11 points for Akpara.
Boston College having a little difficulty moving the ball around the perimeter.
And
But
Zackery tries, and that's kind of been the best offense that the Eagles have had.
it's been Post or Zackery driving to the basket or getting the ball down low, but not moving the ball a whole lot around the outside.
1 point lead again for BC. That pass knocked, or wasn't knocked, it was just straight out of bounds. Eagles possession, under 2 to go in the first half.
8 turnovers now for the Crimson. Boston College doing a good job of hanging on to the ball, just 3 turnovers. Earl Grant still in that walking boot.
Achilles injury that he's been dealing with all through the offseason and early part of the year. Post for 3, that was short. Quinten is 0 for 2 from behind the arc tonight. Wojcik slips through, finds Akpara. Been a huge piece here lately, got caught up, and possession will give it to Boston College. Chaz Kelly forces the held ball.
Well, on the drive, McLaughlin had the initial defense, but here's Kelly just racing right in to help out, and the ball sticking out just like that. He latched onto it. It wasn't going to let go until there was a whistle. That gets Boston College an extra possession here as we head down the stretch of the first half.
Now that goes down as another turnover, of course, so that's 9 for Harvard in this first half.
BC with a smaller lineup out there besides Post.
Post off a little slip, spin move, kicks it. Zackery was open. Zackery drives in. That was effective to the rim. Just tough to get it up over Ajabo. And the Crimson down 1. Lesman steps into a 3 and got it. Louis Lesman with his first 3-pointer of the half. And Harvard takes a 2-point lead.
Give Lesman a step. He has such a quick release, and he did that on the shuffle going from right to left. But he has a beautiful shot. The first couple he took were short, but nailed that one.
A league bid answer. No good, and it's down to Lesman. Just about a second difference between the possession and the timer here at the end of the first. The Crimson can hold on for a final look.
Have to give the Harvard Crimson a lot of credit. Long night last night, as we mentioned, a slow start here, but they've come fighting back and should have the lead to end this half.
BC led by as much as 18-10, remember. And there's a foul called away from the ball. So Boston College will get a chance here. Remember, Wednesday against Richmond, the Eagles were down 7, and Hand hit a 3 at the buzzer to cut it to 4 going into the halftime break and give BC a little momentum. It was on Ajabo.
Yeah, he stuck the leg out on the screen. Officials were all over that.
That was his first foul. So 5.9 remaining. Madsen gets it into Zackery. Jaeden pull-up, 3-ball at the horn, a little short, followed by a league bait, then another follow. Oh boy, that would have counted from Madsen. So the Eagles ended up getting 3 tries at it, but it's the Crimson with the 35 to take the lead as we go to the second half. 4-0 Harvard, 3-0 Boston College. First opportunity, Piget inside, right hand gets the roll.
Tough shot cutting into the lane, able to float it over Post, and Piget getting things going offensively.
Oh, 7 points now for Chandler Piget inside a league bay, a little short, but immediately realized it and then was blocked after getting his own rebound.
League Bay just stuck under there going 1-on-3, totally surrounded.
Kickball on Zackery. Here are the numbers out of the first half tonight. Harvard 45% from the floor. Earl Grant mentioned it, a few too many 3-pointers for his liking. And that kind of was able to get through perhaps the turnover numbers. Back pass, Ajabo inside, got around Quinten Post. Ajabo has been a huge factor when he's been in the game. 6 points now, but it's like what Tommy Amaker told us. He's just an anchor on the back line, and then he's a focal point of the offense as well.
And he was so patient going to the basket there, letting the defender fly right over him. He sat down, able to hit the layup. Give Harvard credit, up 6, back end of a tough back-to-back. No ill effect so far.
A league bay. He's stripped. Piget was there defensively, and Akpara on the run. And the foul goes against Boston College.
Well, here's Harvard again. You see the strip that time, and look how all the Crimson start running quickly up the floor, looking to attack. That's something that Tommy Amaker's teams generally do, and just a good sense of basketball IQ.
Akpara kicks to the corner. Here's Mack on the drive, left hand, and a foul on McLaughlin, and that's 2 in a row on Devin McLaughlin, so that's now 3.
Mack hit the deck hard. McLaughlin came in to challenge the shot. Here comes Mack, and McLaughlin looked like clocked him right in the head, sending him hard to the court.
So for now, McLaughlin will stay out there with 3 fouls.
Mack now has 10 points. It's been kind of a quiet 10 points, Eric. 3 of 6 shooting, 3 of 4 from the foul line. And some of that's owed to Boston College's defense with Zackery on him, but still quietly able to find 11 points and 3 rebounds and 5 assists, doing a lot of things well for such a young player.
Yeah, even as a first year, it's about limiting. It's not about stopping when it comes to him. And that's turned over, and that's a couple in a row here for Boston College to begin this second half. And Lesman for 3, in and out. After the Crimson had already scored the first 6 of this second half. Zackery gives it back for Quinten Post. Post falling away is blocked.
Eagles trying to play a 2-man game between Zackery and Post, and Harvard did a great job defending. And again, Boston College not moving the ball around all that well in that possession. It's that matchup against Zackery all over Mack.
Mack falling away. Oh, what an effort. Malik Mack. And Harvard has its largest lead of the game at 10.
What poise by Mack to hang in there, to go one-on-one, to have the confidence to do that.
Harris to answer. Big one from Claudell Harris Jr. He has 9.
Eagles needed that. Boston College, they're trying to string some stops together. Harvard's playing with a great deal of confidence. They've amped up their defensive pressure. You can see the Crimson are quite comfortable right now.
Ajabo kicks it for Lesman. 3 ball, that's off. So Louis Lesman, kind of a surprising 1 for 7 from behind the arc right now.
He's somebody Harvard counts on for that outside presence, that 3-point shooting specialist.
Post on the drive, he got it, and the foul. We'll see if this becomes one of those where Quinten Post tries to just take over offensively. He has 10.
Well, Boston College goes to their big man when they need him the most, and Post just on a little drive, able to lay it in. Here's that play again by Mack. He faked inside, stepped back, off-balance jumper from about 19 feet. And again, that quick release and that confidence that he has.
Got the free throw, so 11 points for Quinten Post.
Post apparently was cut when he had to go to the bench in the first half and receive a little bit of attention. You can see it right over the eyebrow. Not quite sure when that happened, but it doesn't seem any the worse for wear.
So Eagles answer back with 6 in a row after Harvard scored the first 8 points of this second half. So 43-39 Crimson, and a foul against McLaughlin, and that is 4 fouls on Devin McLaughlin. And 3 of them in the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds of this second half.
Earl Grant has to go to the bench, and McLaughlin will for a while now as well. And that's a key piece of that Boston College lineup to have sitting there for 10 or so minutes. We'll see how long Coach Grant takes him out. Could be longer.
Eagles will go a little bit smaller here with McLaughlin out. Donald Hand coming into the game. Here's Ajabo, and he takes advantage of the matchup, but missed at the rim. It's a pretty good look there with the size advantage against the League Bay. Zackery slips in. Zackery kicks to the corner. Harris for 3. That's too strong, but a League Bay follows it up.
League Bay able just to use that long shot as a pass, or as good as one. And here come the Eagles as the pendulum once again, Eric, has swung in the other direction.
Like nothing ever happened. An 8-0 run to start the half for Harvard, an 8-0 run for BC. That's thrown away. Donald Hand picks it up, and the Eagles out on the run. Harris, step back, 3 ball, got it! It's an 11-0 run. It matches Harris's BC high with 12. What a response. And a foul underneath goes against a League Bay. Well, quite the beginning to half number. Well, what a turnaround, and again, a short window there for Boston College, and a good find by League Bay.
Yeah, League Bay turning nothing into something there, and then here comes Claudell Harris hitting the big 3 that gave the Boston College Eagles the lead back. They were 2 of 11, Eric, from 3-point range in the first half, already 2 of 3 in the second.
Wow, Ajabo was up in the air for a long while, couldn't find possession, tries to go back up, and Post affects him at the rim. Post on the drive, and a whistle comes. We'll see if that pass, that foul came before the shot. As Quinten Post on the drive. Second foul goes against Chandler Piget.
See the brain trust for Boston College talking things over.
Uh, 12 points now for Quinten Post. Two free throws extends it to a 13-0 Boston College run. So Harvard's had a 13-0 run in this game. BC's had a 13-0 run in this game.
Okay, what's next?
There's just been swings both ways. Ajabo, nice footwork. And it's 8 points for Justice Ajabo.
And the ongoing battle down low between Post and Ajabo continuing, and a nice reverse pivot move by the Harvard big man to stem the tide.
Foul goes against Boston College, an offensive foul on the screen. And that is already the 5th foul, by the way, on BC in this second half, so that's worth noting as we get closer to the end here. Foul goes on Prince Aligbe. Here's Mack on the drive. That's blocked. So 2 blocks on the last 3 possessions for Quinten Post.
Tough matchup there for Mack as Post has stepped right up and the hole closed toward the basket.
Zackery, oh boy, rejected by Ajabo.
Ajabo having a good bounce back game after being held scoreless last night in Amherst. 8 points, 5 rebounds already. And he just comes from about 6 feet away to block that one. A double team. Harvard already 9 blocks so far this game, and they have done a great job disrupting Boston College's offense.
Post got the 3.
That time they pop Post out. What a luxury to have such an athletic, versatile big man where you can do that and know he can knock down a three-pointer. Some degree of regularity.
Akpara inside on the drive. Jaeden Zackery's had a nice night. 13 points. Answers the Post three. 49-47 the lead for Boston College. Here's Post slipping inside. Finds a league bay. His three ball. That's too strong. Post good read on the rebound. Zackery's got a chance. Finds Donald Hand on the drive. Kicks out Harris. Passes the three. His long two is good.
Some of the best ball movement we've seen all night long from Boston College. They worked it around, made an extra pass or two, and found the best shot. And Zackery able to hit that.
It's the best
Harris.
Yeah, this is the best we've seen Claudell Harris play so far. You know he's a scorer when he averages 17.5 points a game in the Big South last year. As the timeout comes here from Tommy Amickert. But Harris really doing a good job tonight. He's up to 14 points in the game. A 2-point Boston College lead. The Eagles starting to move the ball around on the offensive end, finding MJ for the triple. Let's take a look at the two leading scorers in this game. Quinten Post for Boston College and Jaeden Zackery for Harvard. Both have been really good and kind of stat stuffer games for both of them.
Post well on his way to yet another double-double. And Zackery's had a good game from beyond the arc as well. 2 of 3 from three-point range. He was only 1 of 6 coming into today's game.
Elijah Strong is in there for the first time for Boston College, and Harvard with good pressure creates the turnover off the inbounds.
Out of the timeout, Harvard amped up the pressure, came right at Boston College, full-out press. Eagles weren't quite ready for it.
Harris closing in on Wojcik. Max trying to get away. Finds Zackery right at the end of the timer, is off the mark. That ball sat loose underneath. Batiste is blocked by Post. And then a held ball will give possession to Harvard.
We had a lot happen in that sequence.
Beg your pardon, Boston College.
Nice block there by Post, and then the loose ball ensued. Zackery trying to use his leg like a pool cushion or something. The jump ball ends up ensuing. That was all after a shot that barely nicked the front of the rim.
.12 to go in the second half. Post on the drive against Zackery. Quinten all the way to the bucket. What a take.
Post realized it was not Ajabo out there, it was Zackery, and that's a little more of a size advantage for Post, and he took advantage.
Wojcik, nice find to Batiste. Thought about falling away against Strong, instead gets it to Mack. Harvard's worked the shot clock a little bit deeper here the last few possessions. Wojcik pull up from the elbow, just scraped the rim. And is out of bounds with 11:25 to go in the second half. Quinten Post up to 18 points tonight, and his team leads by 4.
Greatness is a feeling.
Half, which has been, I mean, even though we've had these runs with some missed shots, it's been a pretty good offensive game of basketball so far. Eagles are at 50%, 7 of 14 in the second half. Harvard 6 of 14. MJ Harris has been a big reason why. Post has as well. Tough angle shot, not there. Bounces around a couple of times before it comes down to Malik Mack. Zackery on the drive against Post, slipped inside, and he got it! Oh my, what an effort from Jaeden Zackery!
Well, there's a high degree of difficulty on this one, Eric. He drives in, maybe traveled, threw it up and it happened to go in. I think there might have been an extra step in there. Sometimes you need a little bit of luck. I mean, I know there's Euro steps and then there's Euro steps, but at any rate, Harvard comes up with a big basket right out of the timeout.
It's a wet spot on the floor they're cleaning off. Before Akpara, came in as a 63% free throw shooter. He's 1 for 1 so far today.
Crimson just 5 out of 6 from the foul line. Boston College only 6 of 8, so neither team getting to the line all that much. Good contingent of Boston College students here in this late afternoon, early evening game, Eric, including some Minions behind us.
That's right. We're happy the Minions and Brewer are here. Akpara makes the free throw. They got our backs, literally, tonight.
That is exactly true.
Zackery on the drive, stops, turnaround, jumper, off the mark. Strong comes in for the rebound and is fouled. So how about Elijah Strong, who did not play the last 2 games, the freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina, getting some really crucial minutes here with McLaughlin out with 4 fouls.
Crashed the boards. Ball happened to go right between 2 Crimson defenders. Strong gets himself to the foul line. And, you know, there are opportunities like this which usually help to earn more playing time. Strong getting his shot and hits the first.
First career point for Elijah Strong, who really bet on himself coming out of high school, Myers Park High School in North Carolina. He was originally decommitted after a coach left Wofford, where he was originally committed, decided to reopen things and ends up at Boston College. Eagles coaches were in the house when they saw him win the most outstanding player of the North Carolina State Championship game. 54-52 Boston College. The Eagles, though it's been close in this second half, have held the lead most of the way since that 13-0 run, answering Harvard's 8-0 run to begin the half. Post backing down. Ajabo comes back right hand. Post, no. Strong got a piece of the rebound, finds its way to Post again. And Zackery for 3 is no good. Strong again, really working hard inside, but only get a piece that time.
Trying to do those little things that earn more playing time. Rebound, defend well. The offense, the rest of it will come if you start to do those things when you do get the play.
Akpara, yes. Went high off the window. New season high, 20 points for Chisholm Akpara. And we're tied at 54 with 9:33 to go in the second half.
Akpara showing off some physical ability, some toughness, fighting that double team, getting the shot up over Post.
Madsen comes around, 3 ball, too strong. Strong got an offensive rebound. He was too strong on the finish, but Post there on his second effort.
Strong all over the place here. A couple of minutes he's been out there crashing the boards, and Post came in to help out.
It's another double-double for Post, his 3rd of the year, 7th of his career. Mack got stripped, got it back. 10 to shoot for Harvard. PJ on the drive, into Post, nowhere to go.
Post does such a good job, and I think I mentioned this earlier, his natural length, disrupting shots and not fouling, being able to stay out there quite a bit.
Post inside on the drive is stripped out of bounds. It stays here, no foul called, just clean out of bounds against Harvard.
Well, we were talking about Post and his defense. Comes right up, see, keeps his hands up, stays on his tippy toes, so that he's not going to get called for a foul. Wasn't even tempted to bring the arm down and try to swat the ball away. He puts his arms up, he's probably close to about 8.5 or 9 feet tall. And he does a great job using that to his advantage. Very smart player in that regard.
The most improved player in the ACC last year. 3 ball, Quinten Post short. And, you know, he's managed to put up the points he's put up today, 20 points, despite 1 of 4 from behind the arc.
Mack was fouled down at the other end on the rebounding action.
And that is now the 7th foul against Boston College. So Harvard will shoot the rest of the way with 8:32 to go.
Harvard was a 71% foul shooting team coming into this game, 6 of 7. Did a good job in that win against UMass last night. Earl Grant gets up to speak to the folks on his bench.
And the first free throw is good for Mack, who has been good from the foul line. He's now 5 of 6 from the line today.
Tommy Amaker really has just used an 8-man rotation for the second game in a row. Has not gone deep down his bench at all, but it seems like he's really settled into the 8 people he trusts at this point. This is what he's going to run with.
Overtime last night at the Mullins Center, and in a tie game late today at Conti Forum.
Quite a daily double for Harvard to beat UMass and BC on back-to-back nights.
And they beat Northeastern, remember, on Tuesday.
Okay, a trifecta.
The Crimson. Trying to win the Bean Pop Plus. Chance for 3. Corner pocket strong. No. Elijah Strong getting a lot of run here in this second half.
McLaughlin on the bench with the 4 fouls. Earl Grant had to go a little deeper.
Inside, Ajabo, double team is there, nearly lost the handle, and the pass ends up getting stripped, and Zackery has it. Metzen out front. What a good find from Jaeden Zackery.
Good job by the Eagles attacking the basket off the turnover. Able to beat Harvard down the court.
And first points of the game for Mason Metzen running the floor. 4th assist for Jaeden Zackery. Eagles lead is once again 2. Akpara somehow kept his footing, found Lesmond. Zackery again creates a takeaway. It'll stay here with 7:24 to go in the second. Good find by Zackery, and the Eagles have the lead back.
This time of year, there's one workshop on
everything he can to keep Harvard in this game.
20 points, and he's done a wonderful job of driving to the basket just like that. Good hard takes. He can take a little bit of contact as well. Here's another one where he took on Post. Maybe got away with a little extra step in there and found a little good fortune putting it up. But 20 points, 8 out of 14 shooting. And he's had a fine game considering that Mack, he has 15 points, and that's a good night for most people. That's well below his average.
It does feel like the Eagles have done a decent job of holding Mack in check. It just speaks to the level of player he's been as a first year. Got a chance now, gave it off with Post there. Ajabo at the end of the timer, no good. And Post finds the rebound. Quinten Post, 20 points, and that's now 15 rebounds. And once again, back to work on the offensive end. Chaz Kelly's in there for Boston College. His jumper's short. Louis Lesmond the rebound.
Eagles have now missed 10 of their last 12 shots, and Harvard hasn't scored in about 3 minutes.
This is kind of the first time both teams, as Post comes in and blocks a shot. What a day he's had defending the basket. A bunch of blocks mixed in as well for Quinten Post. Officially credited with 4 of them now. Kelly on the drive, slipped all the way through.
Kelly able just to get right down the lane, able to hit the basket there, and it's a 4-point lead. You just keep waiting to see with the next pendulum shift, is that going to become the knockout punch?
Anyway, the point I was going to say before is we've had a lot of one team going on a drought, not really both at the same time. Here's Mack, gets through underneath Harris. Mack's jumper, no, but gets the rebound. Chandler PJ works it inside. Akpara falling away. That's off the mark. Ajabo with the rebound. He goes up and missed. Still bouncing around. And it's out for Mack. 13 to shoot. Mack is open. Triple good. Malik Mack. Bullseye from beyond the arc. And Harvard snaps a 1-for-8 drought from the floor and brings it back to a 1-point game.
I think I counted 3 offensive rebounds in that situation. Here's the first one off the back rim. Post just couldn't get to it, so Ajabo forced up a tough shot. Ball gets batted around again. Ajabo kicks it out now. And Mack, that's a good shot for him. And then here's Chaz Kelly right before that. Able to drive right around his man. Very smooth to the basket.
It's so important in non-conference play to get these opportunities to compete in a close game late. Harvard had their first last night, getting the victory at UMass in overtime. Boston College has been in a couple of grinders here, 2 in a row on the road at the Citadel, home for Richmond, and now once again, and maybe the tightest of them all, against Harvard. 5:45 to go in the second. Harvard off to a 4-0 start for the first time since 2013. Boston College trying to move to 4-0 for the first time since 2007 with a win tonight.
Out of the timeout, Tommy Amaker has his defense drop back. Sometimes you'll see a press, and now a bit of a zone look from the Crimson.
First time we've seen this all day from Harvard. Inside
weekend.
for Aligbe, comes through. Aligbe, tough take, no. Ajibo once again was the man in the middle, making life difficult for Aligbe.
I figured Harvard might have a changeup in there after they called the timeout off the made basket. Go to a zone look. They didn't do it last night against UMass at all. Trying to throw something different at the Eagles right now.
Zackery, 10 to shoot. Corner 3, Chaz Kelly. That was off. And Ajibo with the rebound. 9th rebound for Justice Ajibo. Cycles around Chandler Pige. Ajibo against Post. Got rid of it. Akpara, no. Rebound still loose. It rolls around and Zackery finds it.
Harvard having trouble finishing around the basket the last couple of minutes.
And then Kelly got tripped up. Important minutes here for Chaz Kelly with 4:42 to go in the second.
Kelly came into this game averaging about 7.5 minutes per contest.
Spells Harris a little bit, and Harris will come back in for Kelly right now after the foul there on Akpara, which is his 3rd.
Some frustration from him on the bump. Coach Grant having to go to Kelly and a few others today. Strong, another one. The foul trouble with McLaughlin, and just the nature of this game, trying to find combinations that work.
Back cut, Madsen. What a pass from Post.
Great cut by Madsen. Good decisive cut. Post, a fine passer for a big man.
Lesman, pull-up jumper, got it. Post was closing, so Lesman with the step back, and he has 5. Back to a 1-point game. Harris comes around Mack. His jumper is good. Claudell Harris from the elbow has 16. Back to a 3-point lead.
Boston College effectively using screens and moving the ball the last 2 possessions.
Mack with a handoff. Ajibo affected again by Post. But it's turned over to PJ, but no one was back. And Madsen finds it. A fastball to Harris. Free ball is a little short, but Post follows it up and missed. Oh my. Got the offensive rebound though. And now a little reset here.
Oh, it's quite a sequence, Eric.
Wow. Zackery comes around. 4 to shoot for BC. Jaeden got stripped but fouled. Zackery going to the line when we come back. 3:04 to go in the ball game, and BC holding on to a 3-point lead.
Dad, we're gonna be late.
And then kind of just things go a little nuts there for a minute.
Well, the problem Harvard had there was the pass was a little short, and it was nearly into the backcourt in that sequence, and then he had a missed 3-pointer, but there's Post unable to tip it in, and eventually we end up with Zackery at the foul line, and sort of in 10 or 15 seconds an example of how this game has gone, swinging wildly back and forth.
This is such a great example of a Jaeden Zackery game. He came to play offensively in the first half when BC needed him. Those 2 free throws were his first 2 points of the second down, but you look at what he's done defensively against Malik Mack, holding him down as much as possible. Batiste for 3, that falls off. Rebound down to Aligbe.
Zackery and Post both have been out there more than 30 minutes. They've tried to work the 2-person, 2-man combination. But you're right, Zackery, a very fine lockdown defender.
And Harvard, here is Harris first for 3. And then a whistle and a foul on the floor with Post going for the rebound. Got the size advantage, and he draws the foul.
He got inside, too. And that's why he had the advantage of the foul. Shot goes up, it's no good. And look right there, he's got that inside advantage, and that's what officials look for. Zakpara is behind him, reaching over him. The Eagles not quite yet in the bonus. This is just 16 fouls.
Comes around to Zackery. He's going to let some time come off. Post with the size chance here against the first year. Madsen with 7 to shoot. Mason drives inside. Bounce pass got deflected. Manages to find Harris. Fall away 3. It's good! 19 points for Claudell Harris. Mack on the drive on the other end. Big pass out to Lesman. 3-ball good. A huge answer from Louis Lesman.
That may be the biggest shot of the game to this point for Harvard. It felt like this game was teetering on the brink, an 8-point lead for Boston College, and Lesman hits that ball, hits that 3 from the right side, able to bring the Crimson right back into this.
Harvard was just 1 of 6 from behind the arc in the second half. Here's Post, finds Mason Madsen on the drive, slips inside, pull-up jumper, no. Rebound, it was Aligbe who steps on the timeline going for it. Possession back the other way with 90 seconds left.
Well, it is a big 3 by Zackery, not the best of passes, uses the dribble to find some space, knocks that one down. How about this difficult pass? And Lesman, when he gets his feet set, he gets that pass. He can catch and shoot as quick as anybody in the Ivy League.
Tommy Amaker told us this week, if Lesman could be healthy after missing most of last year, he has a real chance to be an X factor. There was a drive by Akpara, couldn't finish. Harvard went quick on that sequence after they'd been forced to take a little bit more time as the second half went on. And the Eagles are on possession, 1:10 remaining, a 69-64 lead. Madsen, that hit off of a league base, still found McLaughlin, and we're inside a minute to go. 5 to shoot for BC. Zackery drives, right hand, got it! 16 for Jaeden. Mack quickly down the other end, bobbled and never quite had the look. Harvard was looking for a foul, but I think he just lost the handle on that, and it's out of bounds to BC with 45 seconds left.
Finger roll layup right there by Zackery, who's feels like between he and Post, they put the Eagles right on their backs. And that was the play Tommy Amaker was looking for a foul on.
Yeah,
subsequently.
Maybe there was contact at the leg, but Mack in the process just looked like he was kind of bobbling the ball and then forced to commit the foul.
The Eagles hit their foul shots. They stand a pretty good chance of putting this one away at this point of the game. And 9 of 12 for the game from the charity stripe, and as we mentioned earlier, almost 82% for the season. And as Boston College continues to play in close games like this, hitting those foul shots are critical. Tommy Amaker ought to be very proud to this point of what his team has done, coming off an overtime win 2 hours away last night. Short rotation, they've come in here and they have really battled hard against Boston College.
Well, Jaeden Zackery has stepped up big here late. 12 first half points, just 5 here in the second, but they've all come in this last 2 minutes. And maybe the layup that seals it, and perhaps the free throws that ice it. 18 points for Zackery.
Well, Harvard's got to go quick here, obviously. Find the best shot and just go for it.
Eagles good pressure defense here without fouling. Mack trying to find something. Chandler Piget, skip pass, picked off. Prince, the league base, secures it. And Lesman commits the foul.
I'll give Boston College a lot of credit, too. They have done a nice job since that under 4 media timeout to take this game over. And Piget just floated that pass for the corner, and Aligbe much too quick to have that one go right over him as he nabbed that, heads to the foul line. BC fans here should be feeling pretty good.
Remember, this first beginning of the second half, Harvard scored the first 8 points of half number 2. Lesman, 3-ball late, off the mark. McLaughlin finds the rebound, and that will just about do it. Aligbe is blocked.
Probably could have just dribbled out the clock at that point, but I'm sure just like his teammates, he's feeling good. Wanted to put an exclamation point on this victory.
Well, BC outscores Harvard 40-21 after the 8-0 start. Mack can't finish at the end, and Boston College has a 9-point win and their first 4-0 start since 2007.